Hi everyone, today we'll be learning how to use variables in Figma and also how to work with them effectively and efficiently. So let's get in working with variables. This is the course outline. I'll be talking about what variables are, type of variables in Figma, uses of variables, variables versus styles, what is design token, creating and managing variables, applying variables to designs, modes in variables, light and dark mode, advanced prototyping using variables, and we can skip the question and answer section because obviously this is a pre-recorded video. So let's dive in. The first thing we need to ask ourselves is what are variables, right? So if you look at the text on the screen, it says variables allows you to store reusable values that can be applied to different design properties like stroke, fill, padding, margins, etc., and also prototyping actions. Variables, they can help save time and effort when building designs, managing design system, and creating complex prototyping flows. So when it comes to variable helps us to be able to create advanced prototyping flow. It makes our workflow, faster. It sort of enhances the work of style, right? It's an advanced version of style of using local styles in Figma, and when we get into the practical part, we are going to see how amazing and wonderful variables are. So the next part is types of variables in Figma. So currently there are four types of variables available in Figma, and I'm very sure the amazing guys at Figma are currently working on other type of variables that can make our workflow better, right? So the first, the four type of variables we have are color, number, string, and boolean variable, and we're also going to learn how to use them and what they are used for, when we dive into the practical part. Now, one of the things you'll be asking yourself is what are even the uses of variables. So there are like five types, uses of variable that I can tell us now, right? And there's even more stuff you can use variables for. So the first one is to create design tokens for better efficiency when managing design systems. The second one is to switch a frame between different device sizes and have spacing immediately updates according to a defined spatial system. The third one is to preview how text flow in different languages by switching copies on a frame. So this particular one is you can easily do like language translation when you switch a frame, it changes from English to Arabic to French depending on the string in which the variables you set those languages or translations to. We're also going to be looking at that. The fourth one is to create a functional checkout cart design that calculates order total based on which items we added to the cart. So this is just basically when you click on the plus sign to add a particular item, it sum up the amount to subtotal, and you can see that in real time. We're also going to see that when we get to the advanced prototyping. And lastly, to build a prototype of an interactive quiz that uses conditional logic to show whether a user answers a question correctly or incorrectly. These are how you can use variables. And like I said, variables is still like is in a baby phase. It keeps it will keep improving as Figma keeps updating and building on it. All right, so that brings us to the next part of it, which is, are variables equals to styles? No, variables are not styles. And now we are going to look at why variables are not styles. So there are two fundamental differences between variables and styles. So the first difference is a style can be used for properties that are made of multiple values. such as gradient or shadows. For instance, you can create a color that has multicolor. So you can see here, you can create a color that has multicolor. You can see here, under the same color style, I can add, a black opacity of 20. I can add, I think this is cyan of 40% and a deep, purple of 100% all together and make it a color style, right? But on the other hand, variable only allows individual value like HS color codes or a string of text. So with variables, you can't do that. You can't have, all those things that you can do in styles, right? It's just a single raw value. As you can see, this color code is orange and a string of text, which is this, right? So now the second difference is a style can't reference another style. So you can see this is a style. It can't reference another style. But on the other hand, variable can reference another variable or even a style. And this makes variables so powerful because we can now be able to create design tokens. So you can see this is a design token, this button primary, right? This is a style, which a variable can reference a style, and you remember that variable is an individual raw value. That is, this guy here is a variable. You can reference another variable or even a style, and then you can use it in your design. So we're also going to see how this works, practically, right? So now, this now brings us to the term, what is design token, right? So design token is a simple reusable design decision that represents a design attribute or style, such as color, spacing, text, etc. Right? Name it. So also, we're also going to see how to use design system or what design systems are, right? So in the practical part of this, we're also going to see that. And this brings us to the end of the theoretical part where I just get to give us a little bit of introduction of what all those things are, right? So in the practical part is when we are now going to look at creating and managing variables, applying variables to design, modes in variables, which are light mode and dark mode, advanced prototyping using variables. And these videos are going to be dropping in parts. So this particular theoretical part is part 1, and then we look at part 2, part 3, part 4, and part 5. So stay tuned, stick around, and keep learning.